3 meals a day. I love to cook. Like, really, I love to cook. I watch cooking shows. I invent recipes. I can cook my favorite menu items from most restaurants. I really love to cook. But caregiving has turned cooking into a chore. My mother eats 3 meals a day and has very poor eating habits. I am a person who only eats when I am hungry. I don't eat because it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner time, but only when I am hungry. And living in California has allowed me to adopt very healthy eating habits. California is a land where the farmers markets are open year round and people put a high priority on being healthy, looking good, or both. Although I love to cook, cooking for my mom is just another added responsibility on my long list of caregivers' responsibilities. My mother eats 3 meals a day just because. She has breakfast in the morning, lunch around noon, and always dinner. I, on the other hand, never eat breakfast. Okay, that's not true. I do sometimes eat breakfast, but usually because events of the night before lead to breakfast the next day. My big meal of the day, at least before becoming a caregiver, is lunch. In Los Angeles, Let's Do Lunch was an activity I had perfected. And a big lunch, whether for business or pleasure, always led to a small snack for dinner or no dinner at all. That was, unless, of course, dinner was the activity of the day. As you can see, meals for me were more of an event, or simply an opportunity to provide my body with much needed nutrients. It's different from my mother, and so I must cook. I no longer ask my mom what she would like me to cook, as she typically chooses something that I don't want to cook or eat myself. I simply cook what I feel like cooking with the knowledge that she will eat almost anything. Don't feel sorry for her. I am a great cook. Ask any of my friends or relatives and they will tell you. I am a kick-ass cook bordering on chef status. And I can make something out of whatever is in the fridge or kitchen cabinet. Give me an onion, garlic, veggies, and any protein, and I will make you a meal you won't forget. I considered it a welcome challenge, kind of like the cooking show Chopped, where the chefs have to make something out of whatever is in the basket. I can also prepare most of my mother's favorite dishes, although she doesn't seem to appreciate that fact. She can no longer cook, yet she seems to think that my cooking the things that she enjoys versus the things I would rather eat is her privilege. Thus, I feel a tad bit used and very unappreciated. Cooking 3 meals a day is a chore because left to my own devices, I would only cook one meal and not every day. That is, if I weren't my mother's caregiver, I would only be cooking for the pure enjoyment of cooking. Every so often, when I feel particularly frustrated, I scream out, "This is not a restaurant, and I am really not a waitress." Cook, waitress, busboy, just a few more of the caregiver's daily activities.